Alright, now we're going to use the same segment that we've been using to verify the distance formula. One of the nice things that we have is in our calculators we have the capability of just measuring the segment and getting the answer right away. If we hit menu, and you'll have to go into geometry probably, and if you go into measurement, measure length, go over here, it says just click the object to measure. And I'm going to click the segment, and I got 7 point, well, let me move this over to here. 7.21 units. That's what the U stands for, units, because I didn't define anything as any point here. And I don't want to find the length of anything else. But what we know is, we know that we have this crazy formula called the distance formula. And the distance formula is, let me pull up a piece of paper here really quick. The distance formula is written as d is equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1, and that quantity is squared. So we have this formula that we're going to actually use. We want to find the differences of the x's, we want to find the differences of the y's. And I'm going to show you a couple different ways that we can use this. Now, remember this equation, because we're going to use this. I am going to minimize this and get back to our equation here. I'm going to write, since our calculator will only deal with expressions and not equations, at least that I know of, maybe I'll learn how to actually use equations. We know the distance is 7.21. Let's make sure that that's actually true. So I want to create the expression. So I'm going to go up to actions, and the first thing to create the expressions is hit text. And I'm going to go up here because there's a lot of white space. There's text. And I need to create a square root. Now the square root is over here above the x squared key. So I need the x squared. Now, I need the x's squared plus the y's squared. So basically that's the structure. I'm going to go into the first parentheses and I'm going to just say a minus b. And then it's going to be squared. I'm going to go in the second one and say c minus d. And this is going to be my distance. Above this, I'll create another text box and call this distance. So there's my distance formula. A's and B's are the x's, and I'll put underneath this A comma B are the x coordinates. Let me escape out of there and put this over here. And let me make another text box. So menu, actions, text, and I'll start over here. C comma D are y coordinates. Alright, so that's what I have. Now I want to actually, since I've created the expression, I want to calculate this. So I'm going to hit menu. I'm going to hit points and, not points and lines, we're going to go back into action because that's where we're doing this. And I want to calculate. So this is the expression I want to calculate. Now it says select A. Well, A is my first x value. B is my second x value. C is my first y value. D is my second y value. And then I got negative 7.21, or 7.21, which I'll put right over here, which is actually the same thing as we got that when we did the measurement. So basically we were able to verify using the distance formula that the length that the calculator was able to calculate was the exact same as the distance formula calculation, which means that if we have our endpoints and we just draw the segment in, we could be good to go and calculate its measurement because we know it's going to be the same as the distance formula. So that's a nice tool to have at our disposal.